Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, and all those terrible Jay and Silent Bob type pictures, man. You're listening to Drop the Mic, the only podcast that I listen to that I'm not a part of. Every podcast I listen to, I usually talk on it, but not fucking Drop the Mic. That's where I'm like, let me hear what the boys have to say. And now, we drop the mic.
Next.
You're incredible, do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm serious. You think I could have done that without you standing next to me being strong? You feeling this? Are you feeling the cause I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm cold.
You cold?
Yeah.
Let's get to Virginia, man. Just keep your head now. Turn around. He's all right. We didn't do it. Whoa! Get back here. Let's go. You're under arrest. So I told you about my brother, yeah? Something happened. I don't know exactly what. He's been arrested. He's being held at Rikers Island.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Make me clean.
Just gotta get him out of there before something bad happens. He could get killed in there.
The pure always act from love. Damned always act.
You need another 10 grand. You get another 10 grand, your brother will get out.
The truth is an act of love.
I think something very important is happening, and it's deeply connected to my purpose.
Every day I think about untwisting and untangling these strings I'm in to lead a pure life. Look ahead in a clear sky. I ain't gonna get there. But it's a nice dream. It's a nice dream.
Welcome back to our humble San Diego podcast. This is Drop the Mic, and we are your hosts, Wesley Swanson, James Warney, and Ryan Jimenez. Thank you for joining us again. This is episode 314, The Pure and the Damned. And on this wild ride through the Safdie brothers' first major film breakthrough, starring none other than Robert Pattinson himself, very exciting stuff. And it's all because of Ryan. What's up, guys? How are you?
Doing good.
What's up? How's it going?
Good.
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the Mic.
Okay, James, go ahead and steal everybody's news this week. We know how you're going to do.
So we got, I'm pretty sure I shared it with both of you guys, the Continental teaser poster for Peacock. Yeah, it's just a picture of the elevator buttons with the big C on there for the Continental. Just this alone got me super excited. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us here on this show. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this? I know it's not really much to go on, but at least we get confirmation that they're still moving forward with this.
There's a trailer too. They came out with a trailer.
I must have. I thought it was like a fan made trailer at first when I first started watching it, and then I think
it's a legit trailer. Yeah, dude, it looks good. Okay. I'm excited. I like how they're doing a 3-part. Like it's not going to be some long show.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it looks good. I like how it's set in like the 70s, right?
Yes. Super excited for that. What else we got? Oh, the Joker 2 has finished filming. A movie that I could care less about. I'm sorry that I'm probably on the lower, probably not what people wanted to hear. But that's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for this one?
I mean, I'm going to watch it regardless. But the first few stills I saw of Lady Gaga, and may I just say, there are way too many spoiler shits coming off of that movie. I don't know what's going on.
There's a lot of spy pics. I think whoever's in charge of like keeping people away from taking pictures is doing a horrible job at that.
Yeah.
They may be joining the unemployment line soon.
I've seen some stuff. I'm not even going to say it on the air, so in case you guys haven't seen it, but just a lot of crazy stuff that is being revealed way too soon. But going back to my original thought, I wasn't a fan of those first stills of how Gaga her look as Harley, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
But now the stuff that I've seen more recently makes more sense, and hopefully that was just some, the first few stills I saw where it was just something like a one-off or her just getting started or something. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to give the film the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I think I'm in the same boat with you, James. It was good. The first one was good, and it won his Oscar, and it made a shit ton of money. And it's just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle all those fucking Joker, Harley Quinn costumes this year, or next year. I'm just not going to be able to handle all that bullshit. And I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it because Gaga, I think, is great in everything she does, music and film. But I don't know, man.
Right. But I don't have the urge to go in and see it. So I think that's where I'm at least. But maybe something once a trailer comes out, an official trailer, I'll that might change my mind. I don't know. But moving on to some more news. So this is a little thing here. HBO Max is no longer going to be called HBO Max. It's just gonna be changed to Max. So the Max streaming service. And there's going to be, like I think I've said this before, there's going to be 3 types of tiers for that subscription. It's $9.99 a month with ads, $15.99 ad free, and then $19.99 ultimate ad free. I have no idea what ultimate ad free means when there's already a tier with ad free, so I don't know. It's HBO being HBO, loving their Warner Brothers streaming services. Some of these things don't make sense. But my last bit of news here, Super Mario Brothers has officially become the biggest video game adaptation film, with passing $500 million globally.
I know it beat, so Frozen 2 was the biggest opening ever for an animated feature, and now it's Super Mario Bros., right?
I think that right now, the Hollywood Reporter just announced its numbers this morning, and it's at $508 million.
That's insane. That's more than a lot of movies do ever.
Yeah, they surpassed. I think they said in the first 2 weeks they surpassed whatever Ant-Man and the Wasp did since they're coming out, like their entire run so far. I think that's what it said, but that's I know that movie did pretty horrible in the box office, so I thought that was interesting.
Do you guys think that, I was just discussing this with somebody, that I feel like Illumination got their idea to even do the Super Mario Brothers movie, or that people would be interested because of Sonic the Hedgehog? Is that far-fetched?
No, I think that's exactly, I'd like 100%. That's where their idea came from. Because Sonic is what studio is doing Sonic? Is it Sony?
Do you know, Ryan? Is it Paramount?
I don't know. I don't know if it might be Paramount.
Yeah, because it was streaming on Paramount, right?
Yeah, it's Paramount. I'm pretty sure because I think it's still on Paramount Plus.
With the huge success that Sonic and Sonic 2 did,
and just even just video game adaptations in general, you got Uncharted, The Last of Us, all of this stuff coming back.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Warner Brothers Discovery and all that Max fucking shit they announced. They also announced a whole bunch of new movies and shows, and one of them that I'm pretty psyched on because I've loved all the movies is a Conjuring TV show that'll continue the story of the movies. So I think that's pretty dope.
No way, that's awesome.
So, do you know, and I was looking for this, but I didn't really get my answer yet, so hopefully you know, is Patrick Wilson and Vera coming back to reprise their roles, or are they going to work their way around that?
I don't know. There was nothing I've read that says that. They just announced it. And I believe, didn't they say this last movie was going to be the last of their story?
I'm not sure if I know they said that they were planning on kind of hanging it up as those characters soon, but I don't know if this last one was supposed to be like their final deal.
Do you know if they're supposed to be attached to aren't they doing another Nun movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing another Nun and they're doing another Conjuring.
Oh shit, okay.
I think the Nun 2 comes out in a couple months, like later this year, I believe. But I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't care for the first one that much. Like, it's got some good atmosphere, but it's kind of like a slog. Sorry, James Wan. Sorry, everybody. But I hope 2 is better. If 2 is better, that's cool. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think if I can recall, how many Annabelles has there been? 3?
Yeah.
I think there's 3.
Yeah.
The second one was better than the first one, right?
Yeah, Creation is the best one for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully it goes that route.
But they learn from their mistakes, right? Yeah.
Into some cool Star Wars news. Dave Filoni is set to direct a Star Wars movie set after Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens. So we're going to see some Grogu on the big screen probably. It was also announced that Rey's getting a movie where she's going to be a Jedi Master. I think it's going to come out a year before that one, so that's going to be awesome. I'm sure all those incels on the internet are happy for that.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, so excited for both those things.
Their mother's basements.
And I'm excited for Filoni's Star Wars. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully he can. I know what. Are you guys updated with the new season? The newest season of Mandalorian?
I'm 1 episode behind.
I am not updated, but
it's cool what they've been bringing in from the Rebels and Clone Wars into live action. So I hope that they continue to do that with the next show and with the next with this movie. So
I'm pretty sure with that trailer for Ahsoka, because we just had the Star Wars celebration, right, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that they dropped a huge amount of teasers and stuff that I know there was things that like they showed the public, and then there's like secret trailers like they do at Comic-Con for only the people who were attending. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the trailers for Ahsoka leaked. Like someone had it was recording with their phone, like always. But yeah, it looks super. I'm just so excited for Ahsoka because, like you said, there's going to be a bunch of. They've introduced a couple of Rebels characters in Mandalorian, but I know Ahsoka is going to have a whole bunch of them from there.
Yeah, and hey, you haven't seen the last episode, but you do like Rebels. You're going to like where they're going in this last episode.
Okay, yeah, I really did enjoy Rebels,
and it's crazy. I'm without giving anything away, like what they're leading into is not only like Rebel stuff, but like showing like pre-Force Awakens and how all that stuff happens. Looks like they're really trying to fix what J.J. Abrams and Disney did.
First Order.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Wes has this in his news because I'm sure he was drooling, but fucking Mia Goth in Marvel's Blade, come on.
Yeah.
How fucking great is that?
I had that too, and I told you, I was like, no, I just went over it. But yeah, oh my god, that's his girl right now.
Yes. yes.
Creaming in his pants.
Now just give us that damn R rating, That'd be awesome.
Right? I know. Well, everyone's asking for.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll do it right and do it like that. If they're gonna do it for Deadpool, they have to do it for that. Especially if they let the way they did, even if it's the way they did Werewolf by Night, that kind of violence, like I'm still down for that too.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
For sure.
It was announced that Universal has tapped Radio Silence into directing an untitled monster thriller.
You know what, Ryan? You know what?
And I just learned a couple hours ago, before we got on air, that Wes's new second baby mama, Melissa Barrera, is reuniting with them to star in it.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm super stoked on that. Everyone knows my love for Universal Monsters. That was my that was how I got into horror and stuff like that. So I'm fucking stoked. Hopefully, I don't think it's gonna be Frankenstein since Guillermo is doing his. So hopefully it's something good.
So I have a theory on this. All right, you can hear me out. So maybe it was last year, maybe the year before. But it was announced that Derek Cianfrance, who did The Place Beyond the Pines and Blue Valentine, was reuniting with Ryan Gosling to do a Wolfman revival. Now, do you guys think it's plausible that maybe those guys have passed on the idea, and that's the secret film that Radio Silence picked up on, because apparently, I'm not sure if I don't remember if Ryan said this, but I guess the script, that the secret script is already done. So whatever it is, it's ready, it's finished. It just needs to be shot. So I'm wondering, could it be Wolfman?
That would make sense. I think he's, other than Frankenstein, Universal Monster, him and Dracula would be probably the most recognizable. I don't know. Maybe they go kind of off the rails and do Creature from the Black Lagoon, or I think The Invisible Man has been done a little bit too much. But yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think I agree with you with The Invisible Man. I don't think they would do that so soon, right?
And then I just got, it's not a piece of news, but I want your guys' take on it, since I don't think we've talked about it. The fucking trailer for the Barbie movie, and then the whole it opening up against Oppenheimer on July 21st. I know what I'll be going seeing first, but I want to know what you guys are going to go see first.
My man, dude, come on.
I know what you were going to say.
James?
I'm going to go see the Barbie movie.
That's 3 for the Barbie movie, please, then. Dude, it's wild that those movies, and I don't think any of them are going to budge. There's rumors that Oppenheimer might move back or move back a good amount to not open up against it, but
if Nolan is smart, I mean, dude, just back up, because come on, think about the.
But do you think he's thinking fuck that movie? No one's gonna go see that movie ever. I'm fucking Christopher Nolan.
I mean,
you gotta think, if he moves it, to me, I'd be like, oh damn, Christopher Nolan's afraid of the Barbie movie. So he's kind of in a fucking catch-22, where if he doesn't, he risks. Then it looks like, oh shit, he's afraid of a fucking doll.
It's not so much that. I'm talking about the universal appeal of a property like Barbie. Say Oppenheimer was to open against Super Mario Bros. He would be fucked still, or it would, you know what I mean? What are we gonna pick before? This fucking probably a movie that's gonna make you feel bad, or Barbie?
You want to watch a beach off, or you want to watch fucking the destroyer of worlds?
That, dude, I know they're fucking hiding something fucking off the rails of that movie, because that trailer is too fucking strange. They're fucking being super secretive about everything.
Legendary Entertainment has secured the rights to Capcom's Street Fighter franchise and will likely be bringing a live-action film or show to the masses soon. You guys excited for this, or did you know about it already?
I had heard about it, yeah. It's Legendary, so usually they put out good stuff. Hopefully it doesn't end up like the latest Mortal Kombat movie. Although, I might be on... I didn't mind the Mortal Kombat movie. It was okay. I think because my standards were so fucking low.
Hey, they're already getting ready for... I think they're getting ready for pre-production for the second one.
Yeah, and you know who I've read, who I've read is supposedly has approached them for a role. Who's been approached for them is who got fucked over at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, really? He's in a... Yeah. He might be in Mortal Kombat?
I was just reading that.
As who would he be playing?
I don't know. It was just reported that he's been eyeing roles, and that was one of them.
Johnny Cage.
Dude, Johnny Cage, dude, that'd be fucking awesome.
I could see that, but does he have that? Does he have that act? I mean, it's a Mortal Kombat movie, so I don't know why I'm worried about acting chops. But, he's pretty theatrical, I guess. He's a wrestler, so he knows how to act.
He's the fucking best at theatrics.
And some more HBO updates. The Gremlins prequel is finally arriving May 23rd and will be set in the 1920s Shanghai. I guess it's going to kind of tell us how Gizmo came to be. So it's pretty cool.
Isn't it like a lot of the original cast coming back too?
Yes, but it's also animated.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
I got 2. So the first one, surprise, surprise, Super Mario Brothers. Like I said, it's a super fun movie. And if you're a Mario fan, you're gonna enjoy this. It's not breaking down any barriers by any means, but you're gonna have a fun time watching it regardless. The cast is great. Everyone's perfect in that. I know John Leguizamo had a huge issue with Chris Pratt playing an Italian American, but Chris Pratt does a good job, and it's not like he's trying to do the Mario voice at all. He's doing his own voice, so there's that. And him and Charlie Day play great off of each other. And my second rec is Creed 3. I just saw this yesterday. Definitely a good one. I think it's a good way to end the Creed trilogy, but I do hear things rumbling that there might be a fourth one. So I don't know if that's if they're going to end it here or not, but definitely a good one to watch too if you want to kind of cap off that trilogy and finish that. Michael B. Jordan directed this one, so I think it's his directorial debut with Creed 3, and it's definitely a good one. He did a great job, and Jonathan Majors is awesome as always. But yeah, Creed 3, check it out. And Mario.
So I went to go see Super Mario Bros. Its first initial weekend. Same with James. Like, if you love Mario Brothers, you're gonna love this. The cast is great. I think Jack Black is a standout, and I know he's super polarizing and everyone likes to bag on him, but I think I'm the same with James. The Mario voice isn't bad. Like, it's definitely not what we're used to, but he does you're not ever going to, that's something that he's not going to be able to top, right? Like, you just can't. It's one of those voices that's probably one of the most distinct and recognizable voices in anything. So he did what he was supposed to do. And I've been seeing a lot of things that felt kind of rushed, but it's a fucking kids movie. Like, how are you don't want them to sit there for 2.5 hours.
Right.
And I felt like they if you love Mario and you love Nintendo, they like jammed it with a lot of stuff, but there's still a lot of stuff for them to touch on and a lot of characters for them to introduce in the future. But yeah, dude, I loved it. My only gripe was that Luigi wasn't as in it as much as I wanted him to be, because he's probably my favorite, but hopefully somewhere down the line he gets that Luigi's Mansion movie.
Yeah. I still want to bring up why are people saying that Luigi's...
Dude, you're not on this shit.
What's going on?
No, tell him.
I keep seeing things online saying that the Luigi character in the new movie is hot. That he's attractive when he takes his hat off. To be more specific. So I don't know what that means because I haven't seen it yet, but I just wanted to know what you guys think of that.
James,
he has that little flip on the front.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's so weird. For me, it's hard to judge their age because they look like grown men with plumbing jobs, and then they live with their parents, and they share a room. And then they're playing he's literally playing Super Nintendo in the movie. How old are they supposed to be? Because they look like they're in their mid-30s, but then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hentai. You know what I'm saying?
I got a couple more. I watched the latest episode of WWE's biography on Dusty Rhodes, The American Dream. It's a really good one, dude. I think it's one of the better ones they've done. I think this is the 3rd season. But it goes into detail on why he was the way he was and why he meant so much to people and why he was so big. Yeah, check that out if you're into wrestling, or even if you like documentaries. Because my girlfriend, she'll watch wrestling, but she's not really into it. But she loved documentaries and biographies and stuff like that. And she sat down and watched it, and she wanted to watch more. So check that out if you haven't. It's on A&E. I've been wanting to get into a new game. It's been kind of itching me to play a story-based game, so I downloaded Judgment on PlayStation. It's free for PlayStation Plus members. It's by Sega. It's a spin-off of the Yakuza Like a Dragon series. It's cool. It's the action is cool. The fighting The fighting action is cool in it. You're like a private investigator, so you have to like tail people and investigate things and kind of use technology to find different different things around in the environment. So if that is your theme, check it out, because I'm like 3 or 4 hours in and I'm digging it a lot. And I have never played any of those games from that series, so this is my first game, my first intro into that series. So I'm digging it. So I might go back and play all of them.
It's been out for a couple years, right? Judgment?
Yeah, I think it came out like 2017 for PS4, and then it was just re-released on PS5 and all the next gen. I want to say in 2021. They have the PS4 version on PlayStation Plus, and it looks good. Like, it runs very well.
You can also, there's like hand-to-hand combat as well, right? In that one?
Yeah. It's like hand-to-hand combat, and like you can like have kind of super pop. Like, he doesn't have super. It's like kung fu, so it's like different fighting styles you can pick from. It's dope. I like it a lot, and the story's cool. And you know what is badass about those type of games is the voice acting is fucking awesome. Even like I'm playing through sometimes I'll play with like the Japanese subtitle or the American subtitle, English subtitles in Japanese voice acting. This one I chose the American, the English voice acting, and it's fucking good.
So this week, I went to see a little film called Malum. It's a horror film. It's actually a remake of a little film called The Last Shift, which I think it should be streaming somewhere, Netflix, Tubi, maybe Prime. Search it, Google it. But Malum is a really good kind of fresh take with a bigger budget. Basically, the same director of Last Shift came back, was given a bigger budget, and basically expands on the story he was trying to tell in that kind of first film. And I think he does a really good job. It looks a little bit more polished. A lot of practical effects, very effective in the special effects, and creepy, unnerving. I wouldn't say as unnerving as the first one, because I feel like that kind of grimier texture does a lot for the ambiance of the film, if that makes sense to both of you guys.
Yeah.
But Malum was good. I'm glad that I went to see it in theaters. I know it's only playing in maybe one chain in San Diego right now. For anybody out there who might be listening that are local, you can still go see it. It hasn't made very much money, but it's not on very many screens, so that's probably why. But very good.
So is it like a retelling, or is it kind of like, it's not like shot for shot?
It's not shot for shot. I mean, it's tricky to say without ruining stuff, but there's a lot of similarities. But like I said, I feel like there's just more. He gives a lot more kind of backstory, and there's this whole other element that's brought into it that leaves, I guess, less to the imagination than the first one.
So would you recommend watching them both? Maybe watching the first one first, or the second one first? Honestly,
I think if you guys haven't seen The Last Shift yet, watch Malum first, because I think you'll appreciate that one more if you go back after Malum and then you watch, Last Shift after you've seen this newest one. Because if you watch The Last Shift, I feel like you're going to go into Malum with a really high bar, because that came out, I think, 2014, and it scared the shit out of me, dude. And nothing phases me, all right? And The Last Shift, it kind of messed me up. So James is like, yeah, I'm not watching it. Not watching either one of them.
Like, it fucked up West. I don't know about.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
All right. So, of course, this week we're talking about Good Time. It's rated R. It's from 2017. It's a crime thriller. It runs at 1 hour and 41 minutes, and it's got a well-deserved 91 on Rotten. Written by Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein. Directed by Benny and Josh Safdie, the Safdie brothers. Starring Robert Pattinson, Benny Safdie, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Buddy Duress, Talia Linus Webster, and Barkad Abdi. The Safdie brothers, who are natives to New York City and now stand in their mid to late 30s, have been active on the independent film scene since 2007, completing college and working on shorts, documentaries, and feature lengths up until 2016, where they would shoot Good Time with Robert Pattinson. In the fall of 2016, A24 would secure the rights to the film, leading to it being nominated for the Palme d'Or Award in the 2017 Cannes Film Festival, of course. Although Good Time may seem like a pretty straightforward storyline, its characters and set pieces really bring the seedy underbelly of NYC to the forefront. Sean Price Williams' cinematography is outstanding and gloriously grimy, with Neotrix Point Never's haunting electric score bringing the neon-soaked visuals even more alive. It's easy to see how this project helped catapult the Safdie brothers and their crew into stardom. Pattinson gives another brave and at times disturbing go-for-broke character portrayal, with one of our directors also acting alongside the powerhouse. Benny Safdie holds his own, and it's just a shame we don't get to spend more time with him through the course of the film's slim runtime. With a budget of $2 million, the modest effort still pulled in $4.1 million and has been a massive hit with audiences and critics alike. If this one slipped by you upon its release, we challenge you to go check it out now, streaming with Showtime and Hulu. 4 imposter Sprite bottles out of 5. Thank you very much. So, Ryan, let's open up the floor to you as usual. Why, outside of the ordinary, what made you pick this film?
I just wanted to see Robert Pattinson's blonde hair on screen for an hour and 40 minutes. First off, I think might be a hot take, but I think I like this more than Uncut Gems, and I definitely feel like it's one of my favorite A24 films. And I just wanted to do it just because it doesn't get talked as much as it should, and I think it should be on that same level of hype as Uncut Gems. I mean, Robert Pattinson's goddamn force. The tension is just as good as Uncut Gems. And that fucking score, like you said, just elevates the shit out of the movie. If you haven't seen it, go and fucking watch it. And gives you another reason to fucking love Robert Pattinson that much more, because he is fucking awesome in it. And it's crazy that this was the Safdie brothers' first full feature-length film. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, that they were able to pull something off, and then just the execution of everything. Like I said, I feel like the movie is very kind of bare bones, but the craftsmanship of putting everything together is just, man, it's top tier. It's almost like watching a documentary style. You know what I'm saying? Like all this shit is really happening, and it gets pretty.
That's where they started, right? In filming documentaries, kind of. Yeah. They did. Well, they would do shorts, and then I think they did a feature length documentary. And the Safdies are crazy, where they'll jump around and they'll edit and star and work on the music, and they just do whatever they want, essentially. Which is crazy because they're really still pretty young, just a couple years older than all of us, which is gives me hope. We still can do something. But James, we'll give the mic to you, man. What do you think of this film? And I'm curious, we're both probably curious, had you seen this before, or was it your first time? No, this is my second time watching it. I'd actually seen it before. I remember you wrecking this a while back, way back when it first came out.
Yes.
And I actually I watched it when I think a little after you had wrecked it, because it had just been a random time where I was like, I don't have anything to watch, and then I had thought about, this is on. I think it was on Netflix at the time. I know it was on Netflix for a little bit, and then it's on Showtime now. But I remember streaming it on something. But it was because of the recommendation from you. Throughout this movie, I got this feeling of anxiety, just because of how once it starts, you kind of get this. It's almost like Robert Pattinson's kind of like his push to get that money to get the bail money, or then to try to break what's his brother's name, Nick?
Yeah,
try to break him out or save him or whatever. But I really like the Safdie brothers. Their use of, at least the way I saw it or I viewed it, was natural light in this. I don't think they have any artificial lights behind the camera kind of helping light up the scene. I think it's all kind of whatever's in the scenery that they're using, and they're playing on colors. And then a lot of the I know they do a couple of scenes with like handheld shots, and it kind of makes it feel like a guerrilla stylish.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes sense where it feels very kind of DIY, do it yourself.
Yeah.
But that works for what the kind of story they're trying to tell. And just the fact that they're from basically Queens, man, did they do their city justice, Like, it's super polarizing seeing the city the way through their lens, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And Robert Pattinson does a good job of playing, like, I can see where he's coming from, trying to be like an older brother to take care of his younger brother. And I know it's fucked up because he feels like his brother's, he's kind of, I feel like, in denial that his brother needs the help that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks he can kind of, oh, my brother doesn't need this for fucking this group therapy sessions and stuff. This is stupid. He doesn't need this and stuff like that. So that's why he pulls him out in the beginning. He does a really good job of kind of making you feel kind of not disgusted by him, but kind of like he's kind of like a toxic person.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because the way the film starts off is we meet his brother. His name is Nick, right?
Yeah,
and he's in like his kind of therapy sessions, and then Pattinson pretty much like pulls him out and is like you said, like James said, he doesn't need this, and he's kind of this enabler of bad behavior where
right
he is the person who's essentially blocking his brother from getting the help that he needs, or so he can be kind of sustainable in society, and he's keeping his brother from that. But it's almost like you said, he's in denial and thinks that as long as he's there for his brother's going to be fine. Like, he can take care of him. They don't need anybody else. That's the kind of vibe that I get.
Yeah.
Through it. And then, of course, this is kind of this low key kind of caper film where he kind of, has his brother help him in this botched robbery, which would have totally, what pisses me off about when they go into the bank and they have those really great masks, super kind of polarizing, right? And and they get the money, they get all the money from the drawers, and the teller straight up says, through a note, she's really nice, and she's like, look, this is all I got, it's policy. And because because Pattinson's character is fucking Connie, right, is what they call him throughout the film?
Yeah, Connie.
Yeah, Connie.
Because he's so fucking, I guess, greedy or whatever, he's like, he writes back on the note, go in the back and get the rest of the money, we're armed. So then she does it, right? And they think they get away initially, but there is a red dye pack. So if they had just taken the money that was in the drawer,
okay,
they would have been fucking fine.
Yeah.
Movie's over. But no. And of course I get it. Some shit, problems have to happen to tell a great story, and this movie has a lot of them. All right. Completely agree with you, James, where you said that this movie gives you anxiety. I think that's a Safdie brothers thing, because we also
I was gonna say, just like Uncut Gems, you have that fucking feeling of just tension and anxiety throughout the whole thing.
existential dread, but in a whole nother way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Connie or Pattinson's character in this is just super unhinged. I can't say that enough. And if you didn't hate him, through the first half of the movie, when he gets to there's this portion of the film where he finds out that his brother Nick has been basically assaulted while in jail and transported to a hospital. So then Connie's bright idea is like, well, I'll just go to the hospital and break him out because fuck that. Like my brother, needs to be with me. He's clearly not thinking straight. He can't get the rest of the money to bail his brother out. So then he goes to the hospital and hatches this kind of half-assed plot to break him out. So he thinks that he's gotten his brother out of the hospital without alarming any of the guards or anything. And he ends up going to this like apartment that's supposedly close to where they're staying. And this family lets them stay with them temporarily. So
he's such a master manipulator. I just want to state that. Like, he has like, what do they call it, like a silver tongue or whatever, where he can just like, he has this like bravado to him. It's just, he's so like great at kind of getting his way or getting people to do what he wants without them really like knowing what he's doing.
A swindler.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. But so then he lets this family lets him stay. There's like this grandmother that I think she goes to sleep or she ends up leaving or something, and then there's a 16-year-old left with Connie. So there's this really like super cringy part towards the middle of the film. Yes, so uncomfortable. Where he asks Connie asks this 16-year-old, like, how old are you? And she tells him 16, she's honest or whatever. And you don't really think of anything of it. And then they're watching TV. And basically his mugshot comes on the news. And they start telling, there's a broadcast about, that he's wanted, so on and so forth. And Connie's bright idea is that he starts making out with this clearly underage girl. I'm hoping that she's of age and they just got somebody that looks super young, or they.
I think she was 19 at the time of filming.
Because watching that, I was all, man, this didn't need to be in here.
Yeah.
But I get it. A lot of this stuff that he does in the film is unacceptable. I think he even drops like a really off-color. He says the F word, and I'm not saying I don't mean fuck. Okay, guys. So his character just steps over a lot of boundaries, and that's because they're writing this character from these things wouldn't be acceptable in society, but they're things that maybe criminals wouldn't mind doing, so that's something that I feel like it's very ballsy here, especially doing in still 2017. It's not like we weren't in woke culture then. I think it was still a big thing in that year. So for them to come out and do something like this and have Robert Pattinson kind of back you, it's pretty incredible, and just a huge swing. They're just swinging for the fences, and luckily it went their way.
No, dude, you guys have hit everything that. All the reasons why I love this movie, and all the reasons why I think Pattinson is so great in it, and just in general, just a fucking great actor, because like you guys touched on, like he's just a humongous piece of shit. But at the same time, like the tension that is building is because, for me, it's because you want him to do right by his brother, and you're kind of rooting for him to, we've all been in those situations, or we all have those people in our lives that we'd fucking do anything for, and he's a piece of shit, but he's trying to do everything and anything possible for his brother, and his brother is in that position because of him. So I think that's why he's even going a little further and trying to do what he's doing. And then just elaborating just on just the Safdie brothers are so good with this and Uncut Gems too. I think you touched on it a little bit, James, or you guys both did, but it's such a it's so simple and such a not like simple in the fact that like there's no big elaborate set pieces or anything, right? But with the tension and the way things are shot just makes it feel so fucking massive. And I think that's what they're best at, is just kind of bare bones, and they make it look and feel fucking, like I said, massive. And this is no exception.
Especially because this isn't very long, and I feel like a lot of stuff kind of happens where you're almost like don't want it to end, and you're just like I feel like it comes to a close, and it could have benefited being a little longer, even, you know, because of the that kind of final act is very, very sudden and still plays into the realism of everything going on. What do you guys think of when were you guys surprised when he figures out that he's broken out the wrong person and it's not his brother?
It's a good fucking twist.
Especially because, well, of course, with the bruising and stuff, because that's the last time we see his brother. We're thinking we're not questioning that, you know, who's sitting in the bed. So it's ingenious that they wrote that into the plot. But then, of course, when the guy comes to and Connie realizes that it's not his brother at all, and then he's like having to threaten this guy because he won't shut up, and he's fucking, you know, trying to cut him with the movie. From that point, if not already, it really turned itself on its head, where you don't know what's coming down the pipe next, you know. And then they go to the what do you call it? The carnival or the theme park.
What is that place called? Do you remember? It was like was it Fantasy Adventureland or something?
Oh yeah, Adventureland, like the movie Adventureland.
Yeah.
To find the acid that they had ditched, right?
Acid that him and his buddy were selling.
Yeah.
That dude is. I'm looking him up right now. His name's Buddy Duress. That guy is. I love his acting in this. He's so good, and he feels like a normal, like a real person. And I want to say that's like he's not really acting. Like he's just playing who he is.
Yeah.
And then he makes you feel for him too, like for the story he tells about why he's in the position he's in. He was just
what the fuck was going on?
Completely in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. He's definitely like a scumbag too, but just like I would say not as bad as Connie, but like someone who was just like kind of he was just selling acid, you know, with his buddies.
I feel like he's a little bit more understanding like than leveled. Connie, or more level-headed, where Connie's just like, fuck it, like I'll do whatever, like, you know, like there is no bottom of the barrel for Connie. It is an endless
whatever he has to do to achieve his goal.
What I want to know, and I don't believe they answer this, is did they recover the acid, because the bottle goes flying, and you know. And then the dude is like calling his homie, and he's all, "Oh, don't worry, he just dropped it outside. You'll find it in the bushes right there by the water. There's like a puddle of water or something." And then he tries to, you know, the cops have found where they're at, the condo or whatever where he's at, and he tries to climb to the next unit outside and falls to his death. And then we don't ever hear about the acid again.
That's such a nice apartment for a security guard.
Yeah.
That's the security guard's apartment. And he has some pretty expensive alcohol. I feel sorry for that security guard because they pour like a bunch of acid in his mouth.
Yeah, what they did to him, that was so uncalled for, man. They didn't have to do my man's like that. And then he wakes up and he's
Captain
just...
Phillips. It's so crazy because Ray is like, oh yeah, he's like that's my buddy's acid, and he's like, Connie's like, right now, how much money can we get for this acid tonight? Right now, how much can we get for it? He's like, I don't know, man. It's my fucking buddy's acid. I can't sell that shit. He's like, call your buddy. If he wants it, tell him to buy it back from me. And then like he's negotiating with Connie. He's like, all right, I'll go out and get 1,000 for it. And he's like, no. He's like, all right, 3,000. He's like, no, fuck you.
15.
And he's like, all right,
yeah.
15. He's like, all right, that's better. That sounds good. And then he turns to Ray and he's like, I'm gonna go and get, I think he says Delilah or something, like the name of a gun that he has in the car. He's like, he tells Ray, I'm gonna go get her. And he does like the motion of like cocking the gun. And then he's like, I'm gonna come back and shoot this motherfucker. And Ray's like, all right, man. Yeah, let's do that. It's funny to me because it felt like Ray at some point was kind of, like maybe right before that, was kind of getting to know or trying to get to know Connie. Connie dips out and gets arrested by the cops, and Ray tries to escape through the window, I guess, on like the 20th story.
And then he just falls, but then they show it, which is pretty crazy that they actually show it. Necro.
Yeah, he was the fucking friend. His buddy was Necro, that like death metal rapper, who I think the Safdies they've used him a couple times.
Is he based in New York?
I think he's based in New York. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't he tell Ray? He's all, I don't even know what the fuck I'm paying him for. Or what?
Yeah. He's like, Jesus Christ, look at your face. But the movie kind of goes full circle towards the end, where we started with Nick in therapy, and then we end it with Nick in therapy, or in a group session, basically.
Yeah, where basically it seems like Connie is obviously in prison somewhere, and his brother is kind of trying to pick up the pieces of his life, and he's went back to trying to get the help he needs. And I feel like that, and they leave you on his like session throughout the credits. I think it lasts the entire credits, right?
That's what I was gonna mention. That's what I love when movies do that, because what was that movie we watched last time with the Wrong Turn?
Oh yes, and like something something happens in the
she kills the guys in the
RV
motorhome, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And the trailers are rolling. I love when movies do that. It just, it feels like super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the way that's shot.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like a great a great ending to that story. Pattinson's obviously in jail, and it's probably for the better for his brother to get help. And you see him actually start to change throughout that session. Mm-hmm. Right before the credits start to crawl, you see him start actively participating and interacting with the other people. So it's just a very different but good ending.
Yeah, I think the psychiatrist even says, like, this is going to be good for you, Nick. And where Connie is, it's going to be good for him too. I think it's a pretty touching scene too, because like you said, you get to see Nick just kind of finally give in, and he doesn't have Connie there stopping him from going full, 100% into giving 100% of himself to the therapy and group sessions like that.
That's Robert Pattinson in Good Time. And the guy who, and I don't want to give too much away, but I don't think this gives anything away. The guy who's sitting, the patient, I guess, in that situation is one of the directors of the film.
Yeah.
And he did a great job acting.
It's amazing, yeah.
Is he even an actor?
Oh, he's acted in little things, but he's incredible. And he was co-directing and also holding the boom and editing it. And he just had a baby a week before he started shooting as well. So it's unbelievable.
You guys got, what, a 6-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival?
Yeah.
Was that embarrassing?
Well, I mean, it's weird because you have a spotlight on you, and so you after a while you're kind of hearing clapping, but only seeing the people involved in the movie clapping. So I'm like, are we just the only people clapping, and we might just be continuing this ovation just for ourselves, which may have been the case. We were just unaware of what was happening. It's like, are we supposed to be clapping? But yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, it's kind of
6 is a lot of minutes there. I think at like the 3-minute mark, you'd be like, okay, this is now.
Yeah.
I'd rather everybody sit down at this point.
And it's funny because people can boo for the same amount of time as well. And you have to just sit there and take it.
Do they ever do that at these
Yeah.
movies? Really? Have you been in a situation where they booed?
I haven't personally, but I've heard about it.
You
I know
have?
people who've had this experience as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They'll boo the filmmakers afterwards.
Yeah.
It'd be based on the movie just sucking or based on something they did not like in the film?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like you go into the movie, everything it can. That's like the whole point. You either get the ovation or you get booed, and it's real. Like it's kind of why it's so exciting, kind of count.
Wow, it's like wrestling. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
All right, tell us what happened with the dog now. So there's this big dog in the movie.
There's a big dog, and there was actually, sadly, a different dog which was cast, who is this big dog's son, who had died like just before. Well, but anyway, but it's
so never got his big break. Never got a chance to see himself.
Yeah. So
never got a chance to pee on a red carpet.
Yeah. So Mufasa, who is a kind of one-eyed, who was the father, and that was huge dog. There was initially this scene. I don't even think I should say this, but it's like my character Corny has this affinity with dogs, and he thinks he is a dog in a previous life, and he thinks he has control over animals and stuff. And there's this one scene which we shot, which was basically there's a drug dealer who busts in to the room, and I was sleeping with the dog and basically giving the dog a and we and we were asking
that was what you the actor Robert Pattinson were doing, or that's what the character was doing?
It was a character thing, but I asked the trainer, like, because we were like, the director was like, just do it for real, man, don't be. And then the dog's owner was like, well, he's a breeder. I mean, you can. I mean, you just got to massage the inside of his thighs. That's literally like, wow. You just massage you just massage the inside of his thighs. But then I didn't agree to do the real one, so we made a fake red.
You
rocket.
made a fake dog penis?
Yeah.
Wow, Hollywood is a great place, folks. It really is. Like, if you get a chance to send your kids to film school.
But it was fun. It'll be on the DVD. Actually.
Yeah, I hope. Well, it's very good to see you. Congratulations on the movie. It's excellent. It's been a good time. It opens August 11th in certain cities and nationwide August 25th. Robert Pattinson.
This is a good. This is good proof that A24 it's not just a horror studio. They can really put out a lot of cool, different shit.
Yeah.
Unorthodox stuff, It's funny because when the Safdie brothers announced this movie, they were like, yeah, it's basically it's a heist film, which as we know, we all watched it for the show again, that it's really, the heist is just kind of like the kickoff point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really about almost like a Reservoir Dogs take, where it's like everything but the heist is important to the story, where the heist almost seems like the you're only in there for a few minutes, and it's very kind of underwhelming. Even though they're able to get out and everything, but it's almost like all the consequences of their actions from doing that in the bank. Even though they don't pull weapons or do anything. I'm telling you, man, the dummies, they should have just took the till stuff and they would have been fine. Yeah. Do you guys have a rating for this one?
No. Honestly, it's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay.
I mean, 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. Sorry.
I'd go to 4. 4 to 5 for me.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to fucking Jennifer Jason Leigh, a random ass cameo.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know, right?
And she does so good, even though it's just a couple minutes. And again, it goes back to what you're saying, James, of how great Connie is at kind of conniving people or scheming. And basically he's like, because of me, my brother got caught and I don't have enough to get post all of his bail. And she's like, okay, well, how much do you need? And he's like, a couple $1,000. Keep in mind, he actually needs 10 grand.
Yeah.
He says a couple thousand. She's like, all right, yeah. And then he keeps going. He's like, they're in the car and he's like, yeah, well, I was thinking you could use your mother's, credit card and it'll be all good. It's like vouchers and stuff. You get it back. Not a big deal. So she's like, you could see in her face that she really doesn't want to do it, but she's like, okay, I'll help you. She seems like she really cares about him. They have some kind of fling or something going on.
Yeah.
They get into the bail bonds place, and her card starts being declined, and then she gets a phone call from her mother, who is obviously upset. She doesn't, and then when they get there, pressing the rewind button, the guy tells them, okay, it's going to be 10 grand. Slide your card if you want to. And she's like, what do you mean 10 grand? You said a couple thousand. And he's all, yeah, 10 grand, what's the difference?
Yeah, sure, what's the difference?
Oh, man. But right there, I feel like they do a good job of showing you how low he's willing to go, especially to the people that he really does know and probably cares about to some extent, what he will do to them to get ahead and whatever he needs, in that moment. It's right there. It shows you what he's capable of and kind of gives you an idea of what to expect from then on. And that energy is kind of, it stays at that energy level for most of the film afterwards. James, do you agree with Ryan that you think Good Time is better than Uncut Gems?
That's a tough one. I do. Adam Sandler and Pattinson both have. You love both of them. It's kind of hard to pick. I think it's. I don't know. I think Good Times is probably better than Uncut Gems, but
that's the right answer. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know. It's hard because I really love Sandler in Uncut Gems. I think it's probably one of his best.
Didn't we do that movie?
Probably. Huh?
Didn't we talk about Uncut on the show?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think maybe just because it's more fresh in my mind with Good Times, because I haven't seen Uncut Gems. I don't think since we did the review. I'm gonna go with Good Times. It might be just because I just watched it yesterday. Both of them are equally entertaining and equally give you a great amount of anxiety.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna probably say, to me, they're on a par, maybe for different reasons. For Uncut Gems, I feel like you kind of root more for the his character, because although he is kind of a degenerate in a lot of ways, of course,
yeah,
you want him to succeed because of his kind of savvy and how kind of intelligent he really is. But as far as Connie, I feel like you know in your heart of hearts it's not going to end well, and it's like morbid curiosity through the entire film. For like what's going to happen to, and of course it's the
like how much more can this guy fuck himself over?
Yes, and of course it doesn't hurt that it's Pattinson, because I don't know if it was anybody else, I don't know if we would care as much, or we would be talking about it right now.
I think it's the charisma of Pattinson too.
Yes,
that kind of like drives it. Like, dang, I want to hate this guy all the way, but I can't.
I wanted to shout out somebody on the podcast Instagram, which is @dropthemic_podcast, they DM'd us because I do stories every week with whatever movie we're going to talk about. So the Good Time one, they responded back. Love this movie. Pattinson is such a powerhouse, and I can't believe that people still just refer to him as the Twilight guy.
Right?
And
he's done you said it before, he's done so many things after Twilight
to
separate himself from that intentionally, I think.
Yeah.
No. But I will say this. Look it, for what it's worth, like, if you go back and watch those fucking Twilight movies, like, he did what he absolutely had, like, he could do with that fucking movie and that script.
Yeah.
And so did Kristen Stewart, too. Like, you generally go back and watch that first one, and you're like, okay, they fucking tried their fucking best to flesh out something watchable. Twilight's a sensitive subject around here, you guys.
One interesting thing that I learned about this, doing some research, that guy Ray, he's actually he is an actor, of course, in the movie, but he actually has a hard time staying out of prison, out of Rikers Island. He is constantly in and out of jail, from what I read.
He is from the area, right? He works with them regularly, I think.
Yeah. They have a working relationship, him and the Safdie brothers. But I think they're the ones who said it, that he, they want him in things, but he's always getting arrested.
James, what would you like to talk about?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick on the. Since we picked this one, I'm going to stick on the Robert Pattinson little train that we got going. I'm not going to pick Twilight.
Damn it! Come on! You know how long I've been fucking bugging Wes to do that? He doesn't want to do it. This could be your day, James. This could be it. When we say you stick it to the man.
This is the moment we waited for. I want to do High Life.
Oh, okay.
No, dude, High Life is going to be dope.
Okay.
It's a dope pick. I think that's another movie that not a lot of people have seen.
So then High Life, that's cool. We're on a marathon. Pattinson.
Oh, nice.
Pattinson. All right, James. So, why don't you tell everybody out there where they can find us and what it is we do here?
So we are Drop the Mic. We are available on every single platform that plays a podcast, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Name some other ones, Wes, because I know you know like the majority of the streaming services.
Okay.
Are available on
Stitcher, Spreaker, Sods, Luminary, YouTube. Basically, if it plays a podcast, we're on there. All the third party stuff. Yep. Continue.
Yes. So, if like my man Wes said, if it plays a podcast, we're probably on there. Just search Drop the Mic. You'll see us. And if you do find us, give us a 5 stars, a positive review if you like the episode. If not, hopefully you still give us a 5 stars because you're feeling nice. You can leave us a positive review if you have the time. Just takes a couple of seconds to say something nice. We also have an Instagram that's at @dropthemic_podcast. We also have a Twitter that is @dropthemic_pod.
Yes, you got it.
And you can tweet us there. You can direct message us on either of those on Instagram. If you want to comment on a show that we've done in the past or this show in particular, you can let us know how good we did, how bad we did, what we can do to make the show better. If you want us to review a film that we haven't done yet, if you want us to review Twilight, we can do that. If you want us to only talk about Robert Pattinson for an entire hour, that's something we can arrange. Give us a heads up, let us know. If you want to be a guest on the show, like Wes said before, you can do that too. I'm sure we can patch you in and have you come on. You can come on for the entire episode. You can come on for a segment, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to do.
let us know. Don't forget to share us with your friends, family, and coworkers if you think that they're going to enjoy this episode. We have a huge back catalog of episodes you can also check out, ranging from all different types of genres all over the place. And yeah, check those out as well.
The only thing I want to plug is that the Padres are losing 10-1, so I don't feel bad about losing 13-5. Don't worry, Tatis comes back in like under 10 games, so you guys will be fine. Yeah. Unless that fool starts shooting up fucking anabolic steroids again. But no, you know what? Go to the fucking movies in the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of rad shit coming out. Fucking, there's a lot of stuff already out, but fucking doesn't Reinfeld come out this week or next week? Bo's Afraid comes out next week. Evil Dead comes out the week after. So go to the movies if you're able to.
With that being said, this is Wesley Swanson, James Warney, Ryan Jimenez signing off, saying good fight and good night.
So how much time are you facing? Come on, man, look at me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I know your situation can't be worse than mine. Everybody goes through shit. I'm the last one to judge. You ever do time before?
Are you kidding me?
Just asking you a question. Why you gotta be such a fucking little prick all the time, man?
Look at you. Look at you. You're drunk as shit. Now you want to get real with me?
Don't fucking flatter yourself, bro. I'm not trying to get real with you. You know what? I'm fucking real. I'm trying to talk to you. All right? Go fuck yourself, man. Think you're better than me.
I am better than you.
You're an ignorant fuck, bro. No one's better than any next man, all right? You don't know me from Adam.
The second you got here, went to the booze and you got fucked up, but that's fine.
So
That's just who you are. You're a fuck up. That's it. I don't care.
Okay,
whatever.
yeah,
I don't give a shit.
You shouldn't give a shit. Who gives a shit? I definitely don't give a shit.
Look, losers like you are incapable of taking care of themselves. You're either leeching off mommy, or leeching off welfare, or living off the government in jail. That's you.
You don't know the first thing about me, bro.
What's to know? What's to know? You serve absolutely no function whatsoever. It's pathetic.
I probably made more money in the last 2 years than you did in your whole fucking life, man. See, man, a couple years from now, you ever see me driving by in my fucking Lambo? You're gonna put your fucking foot so far up your mouth, bro.
You don't know what I'm talking about at all.